Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing well. So today we are just going to check out the Clementine Halloween event again. I know we've done it a couple of times, but they have updated the quest again. So it should be a different one since last stream. I thought it's also a nice easy stream to do for the last one before I go away, so... And to be fair, we went for quite a while without playing PSU, so it's about time it got some, you know, some coverage again. So first, I'm just going to check my gas skills and everything, and then we'll get started. Hi, Miss, good to see you, and Jokey as well. So I've been gradually starting to work on points for another class because I feel like I'm getting to the point where I can't do much more with Acro Fighter. I'm still going to play Acro Fighter for this stream though because I can't bother switching over. So yeah, the plan is we'll just probably do the Halloween event for today. And then, like I mentioned, I've said this a few times, I will remind people on X and stuff as well. But I am going to be away for 2 weeks, and I'm aiming to have the next stream after this one will probably be the 19th of November, I think, which is a Wednesday. Congrats on the Phantasy Star 4 video, thanks. Yeah, it's not doing amazing at the minute, but it is a game from like the mid-90s, and you know, I don't mind. It took ages to do that video. Hope Drac is around for buffs or someone joins with buffs. Yeah, I think Drac's on his way home at the minute, so... Tech classes are massive AP sinks. Yeah, at some point I should probably level another character as well. So how much AP have we got? We've got 34 left. As soon as I get home, everyone with buff joins the party. I mean, that's how it works, yeah. To be fair, Drac, it's the same in NGS. I think I mentioned this last time, but in NGS, if I play Ranger, there will be no other Rangers in the party. Or we'll get an excess of them, one or two. So I mean, it's either totally reliant on me, or there'll be so many, it doesn't matter. But if I don't play Ranger, there'll be none. I like that you took the time to go, no, really, the music is fantastic. Have a listen, and then play Tonneau de Pont. I mean, to be fair, Tonneau de Pont, it is a good song in small doses. I see we're still doing Pumpkin Hill then. So I think they're actually on at the minute. 56 people online, and it's still kind of early for America, so that's not bad, really. It's very small doses. Okay, very small doses then. It is a very catchy song, but yeah. You do kind of tire of it quite quickly when you're in Tonoa. Does else see it? So I've got no idea what the new quest is. But the reason I wanted to do PSU today is because PSO Halloween event I'm not a big fan of. I think people who watch for a while kind of know that. I don't like the way it works. I don't like that you have to essentially spend most of the event hunting the currency to be able to run the event. So PSO will probably feature more near Christmas probably. Oh, thank you for the Prime sub, ZZZZZX112. Thank you very much. Okay, so we've got Tyrants of Garal. And the only description of it is defeat the tyrants from Garal. Alright. I mean, I guess I'll start it. And hopefully people join. Why does his Prime sub get an announcement and yours never does? That I don't know. That really does confuse me actually because, yeah. Skylight takes me for granted. It's not my fault that Twitch doesn't show your sub. It is really weird though that that sub is showing up in Twitch chat. Yeah, it's funny that shows up in Twitch chat and with the alert and everything, but yours doesn't. But I know you are subbed. I don't know. Is there an option on Twitch to kind of privatize your subs or something? I'm not sure. So I know on YouTube when you sub to someone, as in just like following their channel, I know there is a way to make it private so that people don't know that you've subscribed to them. I don't know if Twitch has a thing like that for actual paid subs. I don't think it does. Maybe because it's first Prime sub, I'm not sure. The thing is, I don't remember doing it for your first one though. That's a weird thing. It's probably just Twitch being Twitch, honestly. They've got a lot of bigger problems to deal with at the minute. Alright, let's start this. Online with your mighty level 39 Hughcast. Please don't tell me this music all the way through the quest. I sense that this music might get quite old. I have no idea what music this is. Okay, so we've got fire enemies. So inevitably it's all going to be elements that I don't have. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember this being in PSU. I would like to stress that I am not playing separate music. This is very much playing on Clementine. That's the real travesty, isn't it? Yeah, the fact they replaced the Raff and Meadow BGM. So it seems to be all fire enemies here. I do appreciate when it's all the same element enemies in the same block because it does make things a little bit easier to deal with. It's already looping, yeah. I feel this was not a particularly good choice for the music. It's multiple elements, but it's per block, yeah. That I'm fine with. It's just annoying when you have multiple elements in the same block. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, this song feels about a minute long. Who thought this music was a good idea? Okay, so I guess we're looking for Kakwan dolls, I guess. It's hidden dolls, okay. I don't know why that enemy wasn't shown on the map, but okay. Yeah, the thing is, I've never done this quest, so I have no idea where the dolls are. Yeah, Clem, I mean, it seems like a fun quest so far, but if you rerun it in future, maybe change the music. Don't get me wrong, I love a good guitar solo. You know, I listen mainly to rock and metal stuff, so... But this is a bit much. No idea what that was. Narrowly avoided being de facto teleported to the next Meteor's impact site. Yeah, so we are still fire elements. Do you know what, since we don't have anyone with buffs... Yeah, I've never played any of those games, because I'm not sure. I mean, that doll was kind of obvious. The huge tree that was incredibly out of place. Oh yeah, so I've got bad news for anyone who is excited for the colossal boss in NGS that I was saying, oh yeah, it's probably going to be a PSO boss. It's not a PSO boss. So basically, if anyone who didn't see the headline, they're bringing back Dark Falls Luther from PSO 2, which is cool, but is not a PSO boss. I think what I've discovered basically is that this 25th anniversary celebration, they're basically celebrating the 25th anniversary of the PSO franchise of games, not just PSO. I mean, it'd be a cool fight, no doubt. I'm still holding out for December that maybe we'll get something else. Guardian's Collar bit is probably a reference to Phantasy Star 2. It could be, actually. Yeah, I never thought of that. Theodoru U+. Sure. Right, what boss we fighting? Duragnus, I think it's called, yeah. So what's this map? So this is the the Magana map, but with grass on the floor. You can't tell me otherwise. What's the goal of this event? I think there's like a boost campaign after it that's going to boost loads of the rates after the event ends. Yeah, this BGM's cool. This is actually from PSU, isn't it? Also just realised your ground element, which is really odd because you're not normally. You're normally neutral. In your land, please. He lands anytime now? He's ground on ultimate only, okay. Because he is normally neutral element, isn't he? Also, I feel like I didn't really contribute much there. I'm sure he's normally neutral. Oh? We just get warped straight away after the boss. Oh, back to this again. Okay, what are we now? We're now dark, okay. Can you not hit me when I'm on the ground? That's incredibly rude. It was nice to have that brief respite from this music, wasn't it? I think Drax probably now reevaluating whether he actually wants to play PSU. Also, I can point out that these sword guys are just carrying Zambas. Did they always carry Zambas? Wow. I don't remember them carrying Zambas. Glad someone can find Zambas. Yeah, the reason no one else can is because these guys have hoarded them all. Could be wrong, but I do feel like the enemies have quite low health. Oh, that's actually really dirty putting those in there. Are this the light elements? Yes, they are. That's incredibly dirty when you've got dark enemies in the rest of the place. Zamba's such a cool sword, sadly it's kind of trash. I mean, on PSO, it's not bad if you can get on with hit. The main problem with Zamba is that the accuracy is really low on it. And obviously it being male only kind of hampers it as well. they come back this way? I'm guessing not. Maybe that just activated the warp? Who knows? Did enjoy the Fort on Wings aesthetic back when you played PSU. Yeah, they brought them back in PSO too, didn't they? I know there was a few kind of auras, wasn't there? There was the wings, and then there was the... I think it was like the black wings, and then there was the... Was it Black Heart as well? Which was like a sort of black smoke that would come off your character. At least the song doesn't have lyrics. I just wish it wasn't this song. Again, I love rock and metal music, but this ain't it. Oh, these sword guys are super annoying. They just don't flinch. Typically Hugh Cass being OP again. Hey Juxi, good to see you. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to change the music in this quest. I know some quests they give you the option to, but I didn't see anything to be able to change it for this. Alright, what have we got now? It's Altarazgorg. So anyone who played PSU live service just probably gets PTSD seeing this boss. Can you please stop switching elements constantly? Yeah, the theme seems to be all the two-headed dragon bosses. Yeah, also, you think it's bad in PSO if you get trod on by the dragon bosses. In this, it's even worse because if you get hit by them, you get flinch and you just keep getting hit by them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Drac, because you don't start us from the hub. I'm guessing that you can't do anything about the music. TCSM gift box and a Knuckle gift box. Actually, that says Knuckle gift box plus. Is that different to a normal Knuckle gift box? Yeah, the funny stun lock, exactly. Our pluses come grinded 3 out of 10, okay. It's probably the highest it'll ever get. I mean, honestly, this quest didn't seem too bad overall. I think I maybe preferred the one that was on last week. But this seems okay. How many mids did I use that run? first one was so good. I can't remember if I did that one. Can't remember now. This one with two bosses might have more experience. Well, I regret to inform you, it's time for this music again. I started on the second one, okay. Right, it was fire in the first block, wasn't it? Yeah, before we do next run, I'm going to change elements on some of my stuff. I will say the Acro Fighter Evade is doing work. I think this is a social experiment to try to understand if people turn the BGM off, because no way in hell they think this is good for any quest. So it would be fine if it played once. Or even if it just played until everyone gets to the quest gate to start the quest. But no, it plays constantly. I just don't get why they thought this music would be a good idea. I think if the song varied up more and it was a longer song, it wouldn't be as bad. But the fact that it's clearly only about a 2-minute loop, if that. And it's extremely repetitive. Shame because the quest's actually quite fun. But yeah, this music ain't it. How to check. On games I pick music, I just pick a random mix on YouTube or a stream. And then you come to this stream, and it's the same as what you're trying to avoid in the first place. They have a habit of killing me every time I just get my Nano Blast. I was literally just about to use it, like, and the game just said no. That seems like a bad thing. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, that there isn't more enemies in this quest. Quite often with the Clementine event quest, they go a bit ham with the enemies. This actually feels somewhat sane. Good thing is those bird things have virtually no health at all. To add insult to injury as well, those big guys that charge you. They hit you like 2 or 3 times when they charge. Is that really necessary, PSU? I did see something funny actually. So in the last NGS headline, at the end of it, they did a little bit about the PSO 25th anniversary, and they actually put together a video that it was set to a whole new world, and it kind of went through loads of footage from PSO. A lot of it looked like it was footage mainly from the beta tests, possibly, because all of the like text bubbles for the characters were different to the actual game and everything. So they showed that off, and then it kind of gradually went through PSO. So then, into Dreamcast version 1 and 2, into PSO, into Blueburst, and so on. Into GameCube, then Blueburst, and then it jumped over to PSO 2 and then NGS, because obviously they're celebrating all the PSO games. And it was really funny because there's been quite a few people. There's quite a few people who were watching it live were kind of upset that PSU or PS0 or any other games weren't included in it. And to me, it's kind of obvious because it's the 25th anniversary of the Phantasy Star Online games, and PSU is not a Phantasy Star Online game. Also, it's PSU's 20th next year, so, clearly if PSU is going to get something, that would be the time for that. But yeah, a lot of people just didn't seem to understand that the reason that those games weren't in was because they're not PSO games. I mean, PS0, you could maybe make an argument for. Yeah, at least kind of links to PSO. It was a nice video, and I need to listen to it again because I've only heard it once on the headline, and to me, the version of Whole New World that they use maybe sounded like a new version. I'm not entirely sure. The vocal sounds a bit different. Alright, so I don't need to go all that, fair enough. It's funny because PSP2 Infinity had some PSO stuff on it. Yeah, but there's a reason for that. So Infinity was done for, I believe it was for PSO's 10th anniversary? Which is insane, because that means Infinity is 15 years old. But yeah, it was either PSP2 or PSP2 Infinity was done for the PSO 10th anniversary. So that's probably why it has all the PSO references in it. It was 10th, yeah, I thought so. That's just aged me incredibly, thinking that Infinity is now 15 years old. Jesus. I think it feels so weird because I guess it's because PSO2 has just been around for so long. If you think about it, before PSO2, PSP2 was, well, PSP2 Infinity was kind of the game before that. So it feels like it shouldn't be that long ago. But because PSO2 has been around for so long. Like, nope, it's 15 years. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait until the next headline towards the end of November to see what we're getting for the PSO stuff. Because we still know that they are doing a Sega game collab in December. And it's pretty likely that's going to be PSO. So I still don't know what's going to involve an NGS. still imagine we're probably going to get the usual, so things like we'll probably get a PSO outfit scratch, I'm guessing. Probably like login bonuses and stuff like that. But I'm hoping there's more to it than that. Like, just give me a quest with PSO enemies and I'll be happy. I still want a remaster or a remake or something, but... Well, let me rephrase that. I'd like a competent remaster or remake, and ideally not one that's full of AI-generated crap. This reminds me people have nostalgia of Dark Souls 1 nowadays. Yeah, there was a cool little touch with the Darkfall's Loser boss that they're adding there. They've given him some new attacks, and one of his new attacks is basically just another Olgaflow attack. So they're very keen on pushing the fact that he's inspired by Olgaflow. I don't know what these tech guys are doing, but now I feel committed to sit here because they said more people help. They're still bird. Cute. This guy was ground element in this, wasn't he? Oh, it's so nice to get the reprieve from the music. Right, please do not fly, dragon. Stay down here so I can just beat you up. That would be much appreciated. Don't kill the boss, what, just so the music can keep playing? Just never finish the quest. He's flying. I hate fighting flying enemies in PSU because I appreciate I've got, you know, the FPS camera, but it's so janky in PSU. Yeah, he does seem quite easy for a level 200 odd boss. Here we are again. Yeah, I do not like these sword dudes. They do not react to damage at all. See, if I knock them down or something, it's not as bad. They also seem to have the range of a small room, which doesn't help. I've got no idea where the dolls are, by the way. The real Halloween is the metal slop we hear along the way. Yeah, I don't actually know where this is from originally. I feel like I have heard this before, and I have a feeling it was on Clementine for another event. It is oddly familiar. Kind of weird here. It does kind of feel like if a monster drops like a 2 item, it seems to be a trimate every single time. There is a warp here, by the way. Yeah, this might be quite spicy. Pull if I can kill these before the Nano Blast runs out, that would be ideal. Okay, let's maybe switch back to Dark Armor, that's probably a good idea. These are kind of a troll, these launcher casts, because they're Dark Element, but they're Fire Digger. So really the only real damage they do is ground element anyway. I feel there should be laws against that. There's one thing I find really funny about PSU, just the way it's balanced, is that basically monomates and diamates are pretty much useless. Like once you get to higher level, particularly with the beast, by the time you get here, you basically heal with trimates and nothing else. Okay, I have warped. Can't what a switch does. I just stayed on it for a bit and then followed. Is that breakable? No. Unless... I had to test it just in case. Yeah, I want to say, I think, is this the last quest for the Halloween event? God damn, you do so much damage. Yeah, I feel these sword guys hit me when I'm nowhere near them. Yeah, I think this event's ending right at the beginning of November, so I think this is the last week of it. But then there's a boost period straight after it. No, I actually hit Nano Blast there and nothing came out. Thanks, game. Yeah, having these mixed dark and light spawns is very scary. I genuinely think these sword guys are the worst things in the quest, though. They just do not respect range. Only good thing about these guys showing up is I think these are the enemies that drop Sangayasha. I mean, not that they probably will. Yeah, I think there's enough for them here to justify the Nano Blast. One thing I never remember with Altrazgurg is, I know it switches during the fight between Dark and Light Element, but I cannot remember what the trigger is for it switching. Whether it depends on what breath attack it uses, I'm not sure. It's been a long time. Well, I'll go in Light and then switch over if I need to. You are dark. Okay, let's do a tactical retreat. I know you like Element, okay. So no idea what actually causes that to switch, but you know. There's obviously some mechanic that causes it to switch element, but I just don't know what that is. See what I mean about the footsteps? there's absolutely nothing you can do about it if you get caught in it. And the worst thing is, the hitbox is bigger than most feet are. Good news is, on his tail you have a lot of hitboxes. So you generally get quite a good damage in that way. I just realised in the background there's like a big tapestry that has like a picture of what I assume is meant to be the boss. Yet it looks nothing like the boss. He does have a lot of health. Must have heard what I was saying and thought, oh, I guess I should die then. Tyrant's defeated. Oh, no gift boxes this time. Yeah, there's like not a lot of anything there really. Fantastic. So in other news, we managed to beat challenge mode again in PSO yesterday, which was great. F2 challenge mode as well. It was very, very spicy towards the end. Finally decent music, yeah, finally. Yeah, we did Seabed and Tower last night. Seabed is like probably the most stressed I have felt in PSO for years. We literally got to Olga Floor. We got him down to about, I want to say 5% HP on his final phase. None of us had any escape doors left. None of us had any mates left. I was Hunter, so I was right next to Olga Floor because I had a really nice Palace drop. And I was on like 20 HP and he started charging Divine Punishment. So I just went ham on him and I managed to kill him before he got Divine Punishment off. Which I was quite glad about because I did not want to do an hour-long seabed run again. God, that stage is awful. We also had a problem with the seabed stage, like every time we run it. Where there's a part in it where you have to stand in like a very specific place in the room. and what it's meant to do is warp you to a certain part of the map. But for some reason, I don't know what was triggering it, but for some reason 3 of us kept getting sent one way and 1 of us kept getting sent the other way. So then one person would have to solo in seabed for quite a while, and there's like a few rooms that they have to get through solo. And it was basically a case of, well, let's just hope the phone world doesn't get sent there. Yeah, it was terrible. It's a really badly designed stage. So I'm sure I've done it before where all of us have been sent to the same room, so I think it must have been bugging out. Because we were all stood in the same place, so we should have all walked to the same place. Alright, let's actually... I need to unlock them, don't I? So we need an ice weapon. So I could put a slicer as ice, I guess. Yeah, because I've already got another weapon for light, so yeah, I'll switch that over. Actually, do I have another weapon for light? Actually, no, I'm probably better off keeping that light, actually. So what else have I got? I've got lightning, which I need for the first dragon. I've got dark for Altarazgurg. Got light. I guess I can switch that. I don't really need that. Or the Fuming Shuriken. Yeah, let's change that to... Let's do ice. More stressful sound in PS2. Alright, that should be good, I think. I wouldn't be surprised that not many people are joining, but I suppose it is midweek and it's still kind of early. Here we go again. Yep, time for another few minutes of this. Honestly, I think this is one of my more favourite quests for this event in terms of the actual enemies and everything. But the music alone completely ruins it. Are you a goggles tree? No. Yeah, I'm not going to have a video up for the NGS headline, but basically, I thought that the November updates for NGS look okay. I'm kind of glad that November is a quieter month on my end, though, because I will miss most of it anyway. So I would rather the November be a little bit quieter and then have all the good stuff in December. That works out very nicely for me. That's very selfish, but I don't care. Yeah, November seems to be mainly a lot of dual quests, so a lot of like solo focus content. One day one of those trees is going to be one I can identify. Mainly played PSOBB Infinity and Portable 2 Infinity. Do you recommend trying out Universe? Is any good? So if you played Infinity 2, then PSU, it might feel in some areas a little bit more basic because Infinity was kind of the culmination of all of the Goral system games, which PSU started. But Clementine does have a lot of content in it that was basically tied more to the Japanese version or very late on the Western server. There is a lot of kind of endgame customization in PSU, where you can like level different skills to kind of customize how your character plays a bit more, which is quite cool. It does play very similar to Infinity to an extent. So a lot of the actual photo arts and everything will be exactly the same, I think. I'm pretty sure that a lot of them were shared, particularly for the melee weapons. Range weapons will probably feel a lot more simple, because you won't have things like the charge shots necessarily. One of the big differences between Universe and Infinity, though, is that in Infinity you obviously have things like dodge rolls and guards. In Universe, you have what's called just counter, and that's kind of your it's kind of your only real defensive method, really. There are some skills that kind of nullify some damage, but like some techniques. But generally, manual evasion isn't as much a thing in PSU, I would say. Where, you know, in Infinity, if you see an attack coming in, you can do a dive roll to dodge it. Just want to thank you for your video guide on YouTube. Oh, no worries, Lily. I'm glad people are making use of them. Probably not perfect, but yeah, as long as people are finding some use out of them, that's good. Good to see you as well. But yeah, Paul, I would say if you're interested at all in PSU, I would definitely give it a shot because, you know, at the end of the day, it's free to play on Clementine anywhere. You may as well give it a shot and see what it's like. At the end of the day, if you decide it's not for you, then you can always go back to Infinity if you wanted. I would like to stress that this music you're hearing is not the normal thing in PSU. It's just in this quest. Normally PSU's soundtrack is very good. This is more of a decision that the server owners have made with this quest. A decision which I am questioning a lot. But yeah, I've said this quite a few times, but I think one of the cool things about the Phantasy Star games, particularly with the online games, is that they all play fairly differently. So if you really like one of them, you may not like another, or if you don't like one, you might really like how another one plays. There are kind of things that tie them all together, but in terms of the gameplay, they do all feel quite different. Like, different enough anyway. Even just little things, so, you know, in PSU you'll probably notice quite a lot that you do kind of strafe around a lot. Where that's not really something you do in the other games. Is Phantasy Star Online your favourite out of the entire series? Up until a couple of weeks ago, I would have said, yeah, like specifically the GameCube and Xbox versions of PSO. I like all the versions of PSO, but for me, GameCube and Xbox, GameCube specifically, because that's the one I played the most when I was a kid. Up until a few weeks ago, I would have straight away said PSO. Now I would say it's either PSO or Phantasy Star 4. But again, they are totally different games. Yeah, PSO is definitely up there though, for sure. As much as I like PSU, it's never been on the same level as PSO for me. Hi Scorpio, good to see you. Slicer even hitting that? I don't think it is. Do I have to identify it first? Is that what we do? Or is it only after enemies? Maybe it only works after the enemies are dead? I'm gonna try that one. Heard good things, but the graphics are a bit of setback. I mean, it doesn't make, Phantasy Star 4 was a Mega Drive game. I think for a Mega Drive game, it looks fine. But for PSO, I think for me the Dreamcast one doesn't. It's not as special for me because of the simple fact I didn't have a Dreamcast when I was a kid. So the only time I've played Dreamcast is more recently. I love Blue Burst as well. I think if you're going to play PSO now, I think Blue Burst is the one to play just because the player base is all on Blue Burst, more or less. And it does have some nice quality of life. The only thing about Blue Burst that I'm not as big a fan of, and I have mentioned this before, is just some of the new items that were introduced in Blue Burst kind of made some of the older stuff irrelevant. But that's pretty much the only criticism I've got of it. I do have PSO Dreamcast. It's not very often I play it. I think for me, because I grew up with the GameCube version of PSO, there was a lot of quality of life in the GameCube version of PSO that wasn't in the Dreamcast versions. And particularly if you play Dreamcast version 1, like Dreamcast version 1 is pretty rough. It's a really good game, but it still feels quite rough. There's a lot of things in the slightly later versions that they added to make things a little bit more palatable, I guess. Things like the quick menu. So there's a little menu you can use in PSO to very quickly swap between weapons or bring items up. That wasn't in Dreamcast version 1, so you had to go into the menu, like into the main menu. I think for me as well, and I think it's probably the same for a lot of people, I think your favourite Phantasy Star game quite often comes down to whatever you grew up with. Because, an element of it is always going to be nostalgia. And for me, I started with GameCube PSO, so GameCube PSO will always be like one of the more special ones to me. Was GameCube PSO perfect? Hell no. Yeah, I think pretty much every version of PSO has had some kind of problems, but I do like them all still. Just wanted to come and say have fun in Japan, hope you do everything you want to. Oh, thanks, Vintage. Yeah, so again, this is the last stream before I go away for 2 weeks, so I'm going to Japan. I'm hopefully going to a PSO pop-up merch shop while I'm there, and the Sega store, so I'm doing other things as well. But yeah, I fly out on Saturday, so I'll be back. I think I land back in the UK on the 15th, and the next stream after that will be the 19th. Oh yeah, PK, I am going in on the food. I feel like that's one of the main reasons to go, honestly. The only thing is I'm not a lover of seafood, really. So I doubt I'll go for many of the seafood dishes, but there's still loads of other stuff there, so... Hit me from there. Just started PSO about 2 months ago, and even though I'm 20 and don't have the nostalgia factor, it still made its way to one of my all-time favourite games, so it's still definitely holding up. I mean, you know, some elements of PSO obviously feel quite janky because it is such an old game now, but I think the sort of the loop of PSO, you know, you run something, you try and find stuff, you run something else, try and find something. I think it still works really well. Can't stand seafood, so you die that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not a lover of seafood at all. Yeah, thankfully there is loads of other stuff there that is very, very nice. Sometimes janky is charming. Yeah, you are not wrong. Perfect example of that, if you want a Phantasy Star example of that. Phantasy Star 3. Yeah, some of the jank in PSO is funny. Some of it is annoying. I'm 43 years old and never played PSO for Dreamcast, but I've started a few months ago and loving it. Oh, cool. It's always good to see people getting into PSO who've never played it back in the day, I guess. I love playing solo in an online game, so much dying, it's great. Yeah, it depends what you do. I think there's a lot of stuff in PSO you can do solo, no problem. But then there are obviously some quests that are very much designed for multiplayer. You know, Twilight Sanctuary. Got any tips for a level 45 4-new melee hybrid in terms of what key to strive for? I kind of lost it even using the wiki. Melee 4-new is a struggle. Yeah, melee 4-new I probably wouldn't recommend, honestly. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. The problem is that you have so little health, so little attack power, it's really hard to do anything with the melee. generally, I think most people, if you play 4 in your world, on PSO, you tend to go this full tech. That's not to say you can't do melee, but you will be by far the worst class at it. I think what I'd probably say is if you do want to play a force which is kind of a hybrid of melee and tech, I'd maybe look at some of the human forces, so either 4-mal or 4-mal. They can do both. Again though, even with those, so 4-mal for example, it does take a lot of work before they get good at melee. I mean, what I would say in regards to just playing a 4 in your world in general, try and keep an eye out for weapons that give you tech boosts or gear that gives you tech boosts. So very early on, there is some special weapons that will give you some really nice tech boosts if you don't have them already. So things like, you've got Club of Laconium, Mace of Adamant, Club of Azumi Uran. They'll give you a really nice boost to one specific tech. And then you've also got things like the Fire Scepter Agni, Ice Staff Dagon, and Stormwind Indra. They give you a smaller boost, but to a few different techs. All of them will bump up your tech damage, and it's quite a noticeable boost. Yeah, fighting these in the middle of a corridor doesn't seem like the best idea, honestly. Finally home having dinner, then I can join. Yeah, no worries, Drac. If everyone's dying without buffs, yeah, we need the buffs. I mean, it's level 200 buffs in us. You know, what else do I need to say? So 40 mil mag with 150 mind, 45 dex is good for pure attack. So you've got a few options. So you could go with 150 mind. That's kind of an easy mag to make, and that will do you fine, honestly. In fact, my 40 world at level nearly 190 uses that exact mag at the minute. I do need to change it with it, but it works fine. You can also use a what's called a max mind mag, so that would be typically they're about 185 mines, I think, or around 180-ish, depending on what kind of mag it is. They require a lot more work to make, though. I'd probably recommend if you're on a Finny, maybe just consider trading for one of those, because they are a lot of work to make. I know he's Dark Helmet at the minute, but every time we've done this, he's switched almost immediately. And now you're not going to, are you? Yeah, also, this guy's level 250, isn't he? Yeah. Really? I had to mash Nano Blast there just to get out of that pin I was in. He just kept hitting me with the legs and I couldn't do anything. But yeah, typically, if you want an easy start with a 4 I'd probably just go with like a 150 mind mag to start with. You can always change it later on if you need to. Trend through the Discord, keep it in mind. Thanks for all the info. Crazy thing, Phantasy Star Universe is a decently active community. Most of the games do, honestly. I mean, there's Discord servers for most of the games. I do have my own Discord as well, so feel free to join over there if you want to. But yeah, Phantasy Star generally, I feel like it's a series that is just generally quite well supported by the community. as soon as the game goes out of service by Sega, the community just seem to latch onto it. Today on my way to work, I decided that my favourite PSO2 soundtrack is Volume 9, It's So Peak. What's on Volume 9? Because there are so many volumes of that soundtrack. Is that like the Ep6 soundtrack? Ep6, fair enough. Volume 9 is the Foot on a Fleet, okay. I mean, I will have it on Spotify. If it's been added to Spotify, I will have it. But yeah, I can never remember which one's which. This is so many. After finishing Phantasy Star 4, I would say POV on PSO Story would probably change. I don't really have anything against PSO2 Story as such. The only issue I already had with it is just, it's more just the length of it and just complexity of it. I think for me, I was fine with the PSO2 Story until it started doing all the time travel stuff. And I don't cope well with time travel stuff. I get confused very easily. Space Megatsu is in turn is my favourite. I honestly, I barely remember doing Space Megatsu. I kind of feel like it was added to the game and then I never did it again. I think maybe that was around the time I stopped playing, possibly. Because I did stop playing PSO2 for a while. Yeah, I just felt that the time travel stuff just complicated the story for not much reason. It's honestly, it's more just the length of the story as well. I think for me as well, obviously I have some bad memories of it because, again, I brought this up loads of times, but the matterboard was a thing when I played. And that was enough to turn me off story. I think once they got rid of that, it improved a lot. Link for the Discord doesn't work. Give me a second, I will give you a link. I wonder if that link's expired. Question is, will YouTube let me post a link in my own chat? Okay, now, assuming YouTube hasn't eaten that link, that should be a link to the Discord. Just not a fan of how long the F4 story takes to start up. Yeah, I think that was one of the parts where I kind of turned off a bit as well. We have to break from the loop. Maybe we are with Luther, you know? I am interested to see what the Luther fight's like in NGS. I mean, a lot of the stuff they showed in the trailer looked very much PSO2 Luther fight. But I just wonder how they're going to balance it around NGS, because the mobility in NGS is crazy in terms of like your movement and your jump ability and everything. So they're going to have to make him pretty crazy to actually make him a threat. Now I know they can do that because Malignant Darkfall's Vial, when we got that was really difficult. So I can definitely do it. Movement, Luther doesn't care. I mean, I suppose Luther could just stop time. Yeah, exactly, you are getting time stopped. I wonder how they're going to work the mechanic with the clock as well. Because obviously, when it got first added, Luther, I seem to remember that the way to open the core in its chest was, I think you had to inflict, was it Mirage or something you had to inflict on the clock to get it to open? And you had to break it while it was open. If I had to guess, maybe they'll tie it to like Elemental Downs or something in NGS. Yeah, Axe Trash confirmed, definitely. Yeah, toss up. Don't forget, canonically, on the Luther fight, he had full control of gravity of the entire fleet, so have fun on the ground. Drago Puppet U+. Have you ever played WoW, just out of curiosity? I played WoW very briefly when it first released, really didn't enjoy it at all and never went back. Yeah, not for me at all. Yeah, honestly, I think the thing with the Luther fight I'm most looking forward to is the absolute panic of when he does, you know, the attack where he flies off the level and puts the floating swords in the air all over the arena, and you have to break them all before he just nukes the entire place. I'm not sure why that trap is like a small nuke, but... yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how we deal with that in NGS. He does have new stuff as well, yeah. I mentioned it a bit earlier, but he seems to have the Olga Flow attack where he makes like the rotating blade now. Just to hammer home the point even more that he's basically very much inspired by Olga Flow.
You piece of art trash!
I'm amazed it took someone that long to redeem a Luther thing. Fairly sure he can reverse time to amp his moves up too. Yeah, I mean, I know in PSO2, I know he could like speed up or slow down time. It's interesting that he can reverse it as well now. There's a lot of fanboying over Luther, including from Yu, the host of the NGS headline. She was very, very excited about Luther. Luther specifically. I think it may have been implied that she may have a crush on Luther. He is far more charming than Zio. I mean, to be fair, that doesn't take much. Yeah, Zio doesn't really subscribe to the whole charm offensive, you know? He more more subscribed to the whole burn your village down aesthetic. I mean, I will say, I think Luther was always one of my favourite characters in PSO2. And I do think he had some of the best storylines in PSO2 as well. I actually really like the part in the PSO2 story where he basically turns loads of arcs against you. It was a really long part of the story, it took forever to do it, but it was quite a cool part of the story where he basically turns all of your former friends against you for a while. Yeah, Coda Base, exactly, yeah. Yeah, the announcer says it really weirdly, doesn't it? Like everything else that the announcer said in PSO2, though. You know, who could forget classics like emergency code distraction? The one announcement that's perfect is disaster. But yeah, I am really, really interested to see what they're actually going to do with Luther. So obviously they're doing it as essentially like a Phantasy Star Online 25th anniversary tie-in fight, I assume. That's what it feels like with the timing. So I do wonder if they are going to make the PSO links more apparent. Do you use an upscaler or similar for PSO, or do you play the Affinity launch options? I just use the Affinity options. I do run it at like 1440 though. But yeah, I don't use any kind of upscaler for Affinity. I liked how unhinged Risa got in the bit of the PSO2 plot where everyone was turned against you. So okay, Sky, Paganini will show up after you kill Luther and say, "You have done well." That's fine, as long as he does it about 2 inches from your face. Yeah, it has to zoom in aggressively on his mustache. I still don't understand that in PSO, why it does that. Like, why do we need the dramatic zoom on his mustache? No, I'm just interested to see if they do add any more PSO references to the fight, because obviously we've got that attack where he does the spinning sword blade. That is very much ripped from Olgaflor straight off. He already had part of Olgaflor's theme in the Luther theme anyway. He already has the attack where he goes above the platform and stabs like with the sword downwards, which Olgaflor does. Like, the fight already kind of felt like an Olgaflor tribute. What I'm also wondering as well is if there is going to be any sort of story linked to Luther, or if it is just purely to celebrate the anniversary. Should jump into some missions yourself. And all ruins just one-offs. So I think the way that the ruin enemies are described in NGS is they are, if I remember correctly, I think they are meant to be like leftover like ancient records. So it could just be that it's an old record of what Luther was. An ancient record found in a relic site, maybe. You know, talking for a second there actually made me forget about this music. And then I remembered it's happening again. I mean, I know some people are probably going to say, oh, you know, the best NGS can do is ripping off an old PSO2 boss and bringing it back, but I'm okay with them bringing that boss back because it was a really fun boss fight in PSO2. Why not use it again? Yeah, honestly, Drac, I think I would rather listen to Tunnel Pond on repeat. Keep forgetting how much I really dislike the Heaven Punisher and Heaven Striker in this game. Well, particularly the Heaven Striker. It's the most awkward thing to use. Time for the war Tekken. Yeah, please save us. I think the community is done with the BGM, that's why no one's joining. I mean, I can't blame them. I mean, if Clem wanted everyone to just not play the game, they're doing a good job about it with this music. Should we wait for you, Drac, or before we got to this boss? This is music from the game. This is not my choice of music. This is the music for this quest. It is pain, yeah. I might have to set up like a Phantasy Star music playlist or something, so I can just go to that when we get this. It's reminding me of something entirely not PSO. Yeah, I don't know where it's from originally. It doesn't suit this game at all. The music has numbed my brain. Yeah, I feel you on that. Set up an emergency playlist. Actually, I may have done one for the Arcs Lounge. Do I have one? Give me a second. I'm sure for the Arcs Lounge podcast, I think I set up a playlist for that. Do I have one? Send me the volume right for it. Right, give me a second because I do need to just turn this off in PSU as well. Please let me turn the music off. Oh, sweet release. Right, let's go back to that again. Just give me a sec while I balance this because it's like way different volume to the game. Okay, prefer to see it once we actually start fighting and see what it's like when I'm actually fighting something. Yeah, I don't know how long this playlist is. I think I made it more or less long enough to at least last an hour or so, maybe longer. I just can't remember what's in this playlist. I know it's all Phantasy Star music, but I can't remember what's in it. I think it's mostly chill music though, because it was designed to be in the background of the podcast. But we take it. It's a massive improvement of what we had. People are just glad for a reprieve from the music. What do you mean Forest and Crater? They fused the two best areas in PSO. Okay, hopefully the game volume is okay. If I do need to knock the game volume up or anything, just let me know and I can. It's okay, cool. Chilling on Bluebirds, happy Halloween from Norway. Happy early Halloween. And what's next? Okay, it doesn't really fit the fighting, but you know, it's not that music we were listening to before. Yeah, this music playlist was basically pretty much my entire contribution to the podcast. Speaking of which, the next episode of the podcast will be on Thursday. So, tomorrow. That is the last time you'll see me before Japan. Yeah, there will be a video going live while I'm away for non-members. It's the one that went live to members yesterday. So I'll go live next Tuesday, I think. So there'll be something while I'm gone. Again, you know, blame Twitch for not allowing reruns to make sense. I feel I should be able to start reruns just automatically if I upload the file to Twitch. Just tell it to start a rerun. I should be able to do that. But no. You have to still start the stream yourself. You know, things have improved significantly, haven't they, since that music stopped? can't do it remotely. So for me to start the stream, I have to start it through something like OBS. So I can't basically send like an old VOD to Twitch and then just have it start that as a rerun. I have to manually start the stream in OBS, which is slightly difficult when I'm thousands of miles away. Now the game is vibes. Cease Forest, by the way. We still like the forest music, we just don't appreciate the area. Honestly, man, the forest music is still super chill. I still do really like it. We don't like forest. So the whole Cease Forest thing, I don't know if you were watching when it sort of became a thing, Scorpio, but basically during the Affinity Anniversary event, you might know that it's basically an event where you have to collect points and you're meant to sort of balance across the different areas, so the overall total builds up evenly. Because the way the event is designed is that the points you have are based on whatever the lowest rank quest is, and for the last few years, everyone just spammed the hell out of Forest, which meant that the points didn't go up very quickly and just wasn't really contributing to the event. So it kind of became a bit of a meme on the streams. It was just saying Cease Forest and just never running Forest. But they are significantly changing the anniversary for next year, so it might not even be a thing next year. We will see. I think if you're talking about chill PSO themes, though, I think this is number one. I think this might be my favourite song in the PSO soundtrack. The CCA music is so good. Chill music to hunt SGST. I mean, you would think I would hate it, wouldn't you, because of how long I spent in Tower? But no, I still love the music. Just not Tower. You got on just after the anniversary. Yeah, so it was just a big problem with the anniversary. It happened last year as well. They can solve the forest dilemma by making an event that's specifically forest map with a high amount of kills total. PvP is just on by default. And if you get killed by friendly fire, your total kills go down to 0 and you have to start all over. And you know what the sad thing is? People would still spam forest. This could be on my night highway playlist when I get a car. Yeah, I've always really liked the CCA music. I like this version and the version that plays when you're fighting as well, but it's one of those songs where, as chill as it is, it fits the area really well. So although it is a really chill area in the game, it's also sort of very unnerving. I'm playing Acro Fighter at the minute, Nemu. So it's mainly like single-handed weapons. Including gold, unfortunately. Alright, so is he going to start? Is he going to start dark or light? We'll go dark this time. Someday. Yeah, you will get it someday. I'm not sure what the Christmas quests are like for hunting gold. I can't remember how many sorcerers and stuff are in those or how many Del Sabers are in them. Christmas is the best for Dells. Oh, cool. I swear, if you're light element now. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'll go for in the Christmas event, honestly. I need to have a real think about what I actually want to go for next. Well, that was quick. You could solo at sub 5 minutes. I seem to remember that I think the Caves quest was really, really good for hunting slimes. So maybe I go for Lavis. We'll see. Oh, I got a Ragan U+. I got 2 Ragan U+. I got a Ragan. Managed to catch you before vacate, you did. This is the last stream before the vacate. Oh, thanks, Drafia. Yeah, I will be posting pictures on the Discord and stuff as well. There is a lot of Ragan, yeah. Yeah, I fly out on Saturday. It's crazy though, because I fly out like on the morning on the Saturday, and I don't land in Japan until almost midday on the Sunday. Yeah, one has terrible percents, and one of them's okay. I mean, it's something. Yeah, hope you're doing well, Draft here as well. I was just saying earlier, we managed to finish Ep 2 challenge mode. We did it last night. So I got a Demon's Needle from Ep 2 challenge mode. So I now have a Hell Needle and a Demon's Needle. Yeah, it was rough. Too bad Anguish don't care about that, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be doing Ep 2 challenge mode again though. Just the stress of getting through Seabed is too much. We almost filled Tower as well, actually. Like right at the end. We got to Epsilon right at the end and everyone died. We basically got to a point where everyone had to run out, and I think it was Vector just had to go in and solo it. Stand right there and you didn't even say hi. It makes me sad to hear, Cast. I have very little situational awareness. I probably didn't notice. But hello, I will try and catch you next time. Yeah, I basically have tunnel vision when I come out of a quest, so... Yeah, don't take it personally. But yeah, the tower run was quite funny because we managed to get a, I think it was a Devil's Palace drop with hit. So I think it was Vector that was using it, and he was basically just running around and tapping all of the like tower monsters and just having the health straight away. It did make things significantly easier. I'm just glad we got it done because we had some really bad luck with it over the last couple of weeks. So we tried doing it, I think it was last week, and I disconnected just before overflow. Imagine getting a king's weapon and overleveling. Yeah, we had really weird luck with the weapons. Like, now and again we get an insane drop, but the majority of the drops were garbage. Like, the amount of like, super high element and super high hit force weapons that we got was ridiculous. I think when we did Seabird yesterday, we found, I think it was, what was it? 85 dark and 80 hit. It was a baton. It's like, come on, I can't be on something useful. It took us forever to do Seabed. I think it took us about an hour and a half, I think, to do Seabed, but we did the Central Control stage really quickly. So it still worked out. We still got S rank first time. Yeah, I'm not even sure if there's limits on what can drop in challenge mode. I know obviously you're not going to get like hell or anything. Although you can get, I think you can get dim weapons. I don't know if I've ever seen an experienced steel weapon drop, so I'm guessing that maybe can't. Hey, I've actually got some PSU music. This is more representative of PSU's soundtrack, not whatever that other music was. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of how the Heaven Striker works in this game. The way the Divine Punishment works is super weird. Trying to actually hit something at the correct range is really awkward. It seems to work okay until you go into first person, and in first person it just kind of like doesn't work very well. It's really hard to sort of tell what range it's going to hit at. That worked okay there. Wait, you got a double Weber. I'm going to assume by how excited you are that that's very rare. Oh, Zilla got one as well, nice. Oh, it's not rare, it just sounds funny. Haven't punished a shot one. That's called the double waiver because people were not going to be fine with the Ethan. Ah, Ethan. Wonder, will he get redeemed for the PSU 20th anniversary? Probably not. It's kind of funny with Ethan because I know he had a big part in the PSU story, but I barely remember any of it. I just feel like things occurred in PSU, but I can't really think of what Ethan did. To be fair, it has been like 20 years nearly since I played PSU story. He got his clothes stolen. Yeah, that was the most important thing he did in the entire story. Get his clothes stolen. He was only there as a matter of consequence rather than being integral. I mean, I guess he was important in like the original PS2, but that was only because you had to play as him offline. If his sister had just behaved instead of being a little pest and wandering off, he would have been another nameless NPC. Funny thing is, I feel like Lumia becomes a more important character than Ethan through the events of like PSP 2. I mean, she's not a major character by any means, but I guess mediocrity just runs in the family. You remember Lumia? Yeah, I feel like Lumia was super annoying in PSU. I don't mind her in PSP 2. You don't see a whole lot of her, to be honest, but she ends up going off on her own. She gets trapped and you have to save her, but you can't do it on your own, so you're forced to meet the MSQ relevant characters by a matter of happenstance. See, I did shoot the lamp. Right, does anyone know where that was, though? That's the thing, because the map doesn't work. Hi, Mad Hatter. Well, I know I went through here. Ah, I was down here. Like our arc is about living in a brother's shadow, but I was like, who was your brother anyway? Okay, there. It just has a very weird hitbox. Yeah, I really like the PSU room music. Yeah, you picked an excellent time to join Mad Hatter. We changed the music to a Phantasy Star music playlist because the music in this quest was awful. The other music was giving big Queen vibes. I would even venture to say Queen tribute band vibes. Bad Queen tribute band vibes. So it wasn't even that the music was terrible. It's just that it was a really short loop that was repeating a hell of a lot. And just didn't fit the quest at all. Also, we did drop some frames recently, so I'm hoping that doesn't continue. Yeah, I mean, they could have picked literally pretty much any song from the PSU soundtrack, and that would have been a better choice than the music they picked. I genuinely can't remember what music's in this playlist. I know it's all kind of chill Phantasy Star music for the most part. I'll check it after this run, just see how much more of it's left. Oh, got some PS0 representation as well. Yeah, this playlist was basically my attempt at just brute forcing as many Phantasy Star games into the podcast as I could. Twin Dagger gift box, nice. Alright, let me quickly check this playlist just to see how much longer is actually left on it. Okay, we've got a little while. Right, can I see Jokey this time? Problem is, I don't know if you call it Jokey in game or something else. Well, hello if you're here. Oh, there he is. There, I noticed you this time. Yeah, I do need to level more characters in this game as well, so I guess once I do that, if anyone does have any low-level characters, I'll probably help people level. Had to be a Hukast here too. I respect it. Your god power, nice. I don't know if heavenly power exists in this, but yeah, I think it's gonna be like an interesting next couple of years for the franchise as a whole, really, because obviously we've got the PSO series 25th anniversary this year, and like 2026 we've got the 20th anniversary of PSU. 2027 we've got the 40th anniversary of the franchise as a whole. So we've got a few interesting years and hopefully some cool stuff. I mean, I don't know if I've given up hope for a PSO remake or remaster yet. I thought we might have heard something maybe at Tokyo Game Show, but we got nothing there. That was basically just all Yakuza games. We do have the, is it the Game Awards, I think, in sometime in December, though, so I guess that's another option. I'm not expecting it, but we can dream. I think part of being a Phantasy Star fan at this point is just being in denial a lot of the time. I will say, I hope that PSU does get something for the 20th. Even if it's just some acknowledgement or, you know, some new PSU themed merch or something. I just want Sega to acknowledge it. I know the game had its issues when it released, but I think it still deserves to be remembered, though. It's still a pretty fun game overall. I think this is PSO 2, isn't it? I think that there's character create music, I think, from PSO 2. Yeah, maybe once I'm back from Japan, I might make another playlist for like, different kinds of Phantasy Star music, so that if we do get a quest like this where the music is terrible, we can just switch it up. Again, just a reminder as well, when I am back, the Wednesday streams are probably going to be the start of the Front Mission 3 playthrough. So if you are interested in seeing a sort of like tactics-based RPG with big mechs, stick around for that. We did play it once on stream before, and some people seem to enjoy it, so I think the plan is to try and do a full playthrough. And the Sunday streams will probably continue to be mainly Phantasy Star stuff. We might switch it up now and again though. I mentioned it before as well, but at some point I also want to play through some of the Phoenix Wright games, because I really enjoy those. Yeah, I haven't really played enough of them. I've completed the first game loads of times. And I think I've done, I want to say I did about 2/3 of the cases on the second game, I think. I've said it before, the only issue with those games is you kind of need to leave it for a long time after you've played it, because if you go back to it too soon, you can remember all the clues and everything that you're looking out for. I also, at some point as well, I do want to play the other Phantasy Star games that I haven't played yet. So that is potentially Phantasy Star Nova, the old text adventures for Phantasy Star 2. I guess Phantasy Star Gaiden and Phantasy Star Adventure, maybe. A bit sorry for that dragon. Yeah, as much as I enjoy doing all the Phantasy Star stuff, like, it is nice to be able to switch it up to other things as well. And it seems like a lot of people quite enjoy the other stuff as well, so I'm more than happy to keep doing it. I know this is one of the Vopal games from PS2. I think. I want to say it is. I should really change my arm before going through that warp. It's a really bad idea to walk through and then just stand in front of the Sinnoh changing armor. Just realised someone else in this party is another Twitch streamer. So I guess they play PSU, so I guess if you want someone else to watch PSU, check them out. So yeah, if you are on Clementine, just be aware this event does end in a few days, so get your runs in while you can. There's one thing I've been noticing by doing this, like the more and more I play this game, you realise that the effect that the beasts have when they do the nano blast, it's actually really blinding to all the other players. Particularly if you do it in like a really narrow corridor, no one else can see anything. You know about the 2 stories in Front Mission 3? I do, yeah. I've completed the game quite a few times before. Yeah, Front Mission 3 is one of my favourite games. It's probably like, up there with PSO. I'll definitely do at least one playthrough of one of the stories, and then I'll see what chat feel. If people want me to continue and do the second one, I will. I like how we just can't walk because he's still in Nano Blast. I also know about the code, yes. You're a lurker in my stream. Ooh. Well, hello, lurker. We like lurkers here. The techers are lurking. Honestly, this song, I think this might be one of my favourite PSO2 tracks, just for like for chill PSO2 tracks. I think is it the challenge lobby music, I think? From PSO2? I could literally just look at the YouTube video, but where's the fun in that? CMO BGM PSO2 is so good, like, it is really good, yeah. What is that? A rappy suit, I mean... I've already got a rappy suit. You got one from a reward. PSO2 rappy suit's really cursed as well, so I'm happy to leave that there. Did you get it in time? Didn't get it. Oh. Yeah, I never liked the rappy suits in PSU. They look very, very cursed. Alright, playlist, what we got next? Yeah, it's a cafe, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's far better than what we had before. Kind of crazy how high level I am on PSU. It just seems to have happened without me really realizing. I guess the way the game is, though, it's kind of designed where you get to 190 pretty quick and then just stops. Yeah, Jokey, I think one of the reasons I like Front Mission 3 so much is I think because of all the secrets that are in it and how much there is to find in it. It's one of those games where some of the stuff in it is so obscure as well. Like, the way to get the best mech in the game is one of the most convoluted ways to do anything in any game. But if you know, you know. I just realised actually that it's literally calling these blocks forest. Yeah, you get the like the big beam rifle as well, don't you? The heavy particle gun. You get that at the same time, don't you? You get it with that mech. So yeah, it's a really cool game. It's just, it makes me mad how bad the remake is. I mean, I say that, I mean, from what I understand, I think the gameplay in the remake is fine. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of AI generated crap in it. So needless to say, when I play it, I would play in the original. Music reminds me of Team Skylark in PSO2 Japan. We use the cafe as the team hangout and party. You got 2 U plus weapons while you type that. Yeah, I've had a few U plus drops from this. Yeah, just while we touch on AI generated crap as well. I did post this on the Discord, but apparently there has recently been an art book released for Mortal Kombat, and all of the character portraits in the book that are from the early games have been AI upscaled really badly. It looks really, really bad. I did post a photo of it on the Discord so you can see how bad it actually is, but yeah. I don't know why we needed AI upscaling in an art book, but okay. Usually EXP boosters from dailies. I always forget they're even a thing in PSU. I think because they weren't in the game originally that I can remember. PSO2 moment, yeah, exactly. Yeah, to be fair, Drake, I have the same issue in NGS. Like, quite often I'll run like the urgent quest, and then after the quest is ended, I realise that I forgot to use all the boosters. So yeah, back in my day on PSO, we didn't need boosts. Except for, you know, all the events that had boosters. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to be like that server, honestly. I will kind of keep an eye on it. I mean, obviously at the minute, you know, Sega server's on, so that is kind of my focus, but I'm interested to see what they do. Yeah, I thought I did a pretty good job with the playlist for the podcast. The ride drive music is so big, the motorcycle chase PSR2. Yeah, that is Superliminal, I think it is. That is a really, really good song. One of my friends on NGS has it playing in his creator space. I saw on some of your PSO Finia videos there's a Forest 1 map on a sunset. I've been trying to find it, but it's nowhere to be found. So the Sunset Forest is Ultimate Forest. There we go. Yeah, so as you work through the difficulties, Paul, you'll get to the last difficulty, which is Ultimate. And in episode 1 in particular, all of the areas have kind of visual makeovers, as well as all the monsters having a lot of makeovers as well. And Forest in Ultimate is at sunset. There is a special quest as well called Central Dome Fire Swirl, and I think that's at sunset regardless of what difficulty you play it in. Yeah, if you're low level though, don't worry about it yet. It's something you'll come across when you get to Ultimate. If you don't know, you can access ultimate from level 80 if you're on Affinia. Yeah, some of the visual changes are really nice in ultimate. Like for me, I much prefer how Mines looks in ultimate. Although the main reason that admittedly is because I really like the colour purple. That features quite heavily in Ultimate Mines. Thanks for the info. Oh, no worries. I mean, I think you said earlier, I think we were around level 45. So though you're probably playing either hard or very hard, I would have thought. So yeah, in that case, just keep working on your character, and once you get to 80 and you can try doing ultimate, check it out then. First PSO character is still figuring it out. That's what you should do, honestly. Obviously look stuff up or ask if you're not sure or anything, but I think the last thing you want to do with a new character is get sort of sucked into the trap of just trying to power level. For your very first character in PSO, I think you should sort of savour it as your level. Eventually you'll get to a point where you do just want to get to ultimate as fast as you can. But I think for your very first character, sort of just take your time with it. Nice, just managed to get him before he took off. One thing I would also recommend as well is, if you haven't already, definitely look into the Affinia wiki as well, because the wiki has a load of good information on it. So that'll help you with things like, you know, what your technique boosts are, because I know you said you're playing a force. Certain forces have boosts to certain techniques. One thing I find confusing is section IDs and their drops. It's almost necessary to min-max the gear to mix within section IDs trading. If I only have one, what should I do? I mean, the way that a section ID system works is if you do play multiplayer, whoever leads that game, it'll be on their section ID, so you can play multiplayer and get drops from other people's section IDs. Other option is obviously you can make more characters as well. What I'd probably recommend though is just maybe have a look at the Affinia wiki, see what kinds of items certain section IDs favour. I mean, out of curiosity, I know you're playing Phonia World. What is your current section ID, if you can remember? I think we'll do maybe one more run of this or so and see where we are. Red Rear, straight up copied it from your Phonia World video. I know it's a strong shield section ID. So Red Rear is definitely one of the more balanced IDs, so it gets like a decent selection of armors, you know, some shields. It's pretty balanced for weapon types, honestly. I think you can't really go too far wrong with the Red Rear. then there are some section IDs that are very much kind of specialized in certain areas. So like Skyly, for example, is really, really strong for finding lots of hunter weapons. It's also not bad for rangers as well, but it's a terrible force ID. And also Skyly gets very little in the way of armor. To the point where I kind of feel that if you run a Skyly character, you almost need a second character to back it up to find the armors. I still love it, obviously, but I think for a first character, though, Red Rear is a pretty strong choice. Also, just know as well that there isn't really a bad section ID as such. They all have various strengths and weaknesses in different areas. Also, to be brutally honest as well, a lot of the drops that you'd be hunting that will kind of define your section ID tend to be an ultimate anywhere. So while you're leveling through normal hard and very hard, you don't really need to worry about it a great deal anywhere. And again, if there is something that you do want to hunt that you can't find at all, or don't have a good drop for, you can just join another person's game who's got a better section ID for it. Again, as well, I would say to anyone who plays on Affinia, if you do need a team for Affinia, just let me know and I can try and invite you to the team. Obviously, it might not be immediately because I am going away for the next 2 weeks, but once I'm back, if anyone does want to invite to the team, let me know. Or alternatively, post on the Discord because I know Vector is a team leader as well, so he should be able to invite as well. So yeah, if you are looking for a team or anything on PSO, just I guess drop a message on the Discord. Because then you've got a group of people then, and you can more easily kind of cycle between section IDs. Should I worry about Photon Blast on my Phoniewell? I know to charge I need melee damage, but since you said melee Phoniewell is almost pointless, what should I do? To be honest, with Phoniewell, I find you don't really get Photon Blast very often anywhere. Because, like I said, because the majority of your damage with Phoniewell is going to be from techs, and techs don't build Photon Blast. You build it really, really slowly. The only way you really build Photon Blast with a Phoniewell is if you do occasional melee attacks, or if you get hit. So, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, it is helpful if you can to try and get a mag that has... There's a Photon Blast called Milo and Eula. That gives a shifter and D-band buff. Now, you won't need that yourself with a Phoniewell at high level because your shifter and D-band will actually be higher level than that. But it's really handy to have that if you want to do Photon Blast chains with other players. But honestly, I wouldn't worry too much about Photon Blasts with a Phoniewell because the reality is that you're probably not going to get to use one very often anywhere. Just a note though, you still can donate to Photon Blast if someone else does one, as long as you've got enough Photon Blast energy. Sato and Nidra are the best mags. Sato and Nidra are both really popular. One, because they're cute. Two, because they have really strong trigger abilities. So, I don't know how much you've looked into it, but basically mags have a few different triggers when they can activate an ability. So, they have a chance of doing it whenever you get to 100% Photon Blast. They have a chance of doing it when you enter a boss arena. They have a chance of doing it when you go down to 10% HP as well. And prior to Blue Burst, they could also randomly revive you, but I think they removed that in Blue Burst. And basically for Sato and Nidra, their triggers for all of those triggers is invincibility. So you'll get like temporary invincibility, which is really, really strong. I think technically the quote-unquote best mag is, there's one called Telusis, which again is invincibility, but it has a higher trigger rate than Sato, but that is a little bit annoying to get and looks horrible. Telusis requires a special item anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Yeah, a lot of people use Nidra. And yes, Saniti is actually another good shout as well. Again, that does require a mag cell, but you can get the Saniti mag cell for free. Drip is priority, so I'll get Sato. Nice one. Yeah, I would definitely consider looking into Saniti as well. So Saniti, again, is a pretty cute mag. There is a quest in the game, I think it's in episode 1, called, I think it's called Sunset Base. It's quite an annoying quest where you have to kind of figure out all these little puzzles involving rappies. But if you do it, the reward for doing for like solving all the issues is you get a free mag cell, and the mag cell is the one for Saniti. Yeah, there is those Affinia specific ones as well, so Mag Asterisk and Kalki Asterisk, etc. Only issue with those is they're a little bit awkward to get, because I think they're like seasonal rare enemy drops or like currency exchanges, which are a little bit awkward to get for a new player, I guess, unless you get lucky with rare enemies. So I think, yeah, I would probably say either Saniti, Sato, or Nidra. Yeah, Nidra is really, really good. I can't remember offhand if Nidra has a higher trigger rate than Sato, or if it's the same. Saniti is also in PS0. Oh, nice. You know what I said last time about don't go for the warp before switching weapons? So I think this music, I think this is the creative space music from NGS. But yeah, mags is a bit of a minefield, honestly, when you're first starting out. I do have a guide on mags if you haven't seen it. But again, I would also definitely just make sure you look at the wiki. Because unfortunately, mag raising is a bit of a minefield of making sure you have like the right stats in the right order and everything. So yeah, just look it up on the wiki to make sure that you're doing the right formulas and everything. Nidra got better triggers. If I transfer it to a Phonium, even if it's level 1, and do 49 to 50 level, it should get Nidra. For Nidra, I think it needs to be level 100, I think, before it will go into a Nidra. So you will get an evolution at 50. But then for the special evolutions like Sato and Nidra and so on, I think it starts at 100. And I think from then, I think it's once every 5 or 10 levels, I think it has a chance. I say it has a chance. If it has the right stats, it will evolve into it. It's just a question of making sure you have it on the right kind of character. So I know for Sato, it has to be a female character, and I think it's a female force of certain section IDs. There's a lot to it, so yeah, just make sure you look it all up. Yeah, normally out of Sato and Nidra, I normally go for Sato just because I prefer how it looks generally. But on my phone, well, I do use a Nidra. Honestly, you'd be fine with either of them. if my stats at 100 are a little dispersed, can I relocate them through 100 to 200? So, I mean, you just keep building the stats as you go from 100 to 200, but you don't get a chance to sort of reallocate your stats. Once you've leveled a stat, it stays at that stat. There's no way of leveling it down. So if you wanted to totally change the distribution of your mag, you'd probably have to do a new mag. We've got a sword gift box. Chance of SGS. Yes, I think that'll be the last run, I think. But what we'll do is we'll hand these gift boxes in, see what we get. Got Ouroboros U+. Oh, nice. Got 4 gift boxes, fair enough. Thanks for runs. I might check that Discord Sky for PSO. No worries. Be glad to have you. Yeah, I'll post the Discord link actually, just in case anyone does still need it. So there it is for YouTube, and there it is for Twitch. Will Twitch allow the link? I would hope so, because it's my channel. Thanks for answering all the questions, really appreciate it. Gonna go to sleep. Have fun when you go to Japan. Oh, thanks, dude. Good to see you as well. Alright, let's go and see what is in these gift boxes. Will we get anything cool? So let's do TCSM first. Nakon U+. I think, is that the Fox one, I think? Is that like an A rank? Oh no, it is an S rank. I think it might be one that's like the ones that looks like a starter. It's like a little fox, if I remember rightly. Alright, what have we got next? Twin daggers. Panam's daggers U+. Sure. Alright, let's go Knuckles Gift Box Plus. God Hand U+. Nice. We're getting all the PSO weapons. So Drac got Floating Dagger, Last Swan, Avenger, and Happy Rabbit Parasol U+. Oh, nice. Alright, Sword Gift Box. I got another Agito. I got one of those last time we played. I mean, sure. I've got quite a few U pluses from that, so yeah, pretty good haul. Last one and Master Revan had crossbows in this game. For some reason, not machine guns. I mean, yeah, I'm surprised they're not a handgun or a machine gun. That seems a really odd choice. Why would there be a crossbow? do they shoot like a crossbow, or do they shoot one shot forward? Because in PSO, they did not shoot spread. They shot a few shots straight forward. Maybe they just had to bulk out the crossbow list a bit more. I can't use it. Oh, fair enough. Got DB's Armor, Lulman, Anti-Android Rifle U+, Dream Master U+. That's pretty good. Anti-Android's nice. Yeah, Gun Tech is like the only class that can use S crossbows, isn't it? Yeah, anyway, I think we will probably end there for today. So, the plan is, I should get back on the 15th of November. The next stream should be on the 19th of November, which is the Wednesday. There will be one video going live while I'm away, which will be for non-members. People have already seen it for members. There'll be nothing else, unfortunately, but I will try and post a lot of photos on, definitely on the Discord and probably on community posts for members as well. But yeah, I'll post some stuff on the Discord, so if you're interested, check out there. Might post a few on X and Bluesky as well. Don't forget to use your AP. So yeah, I need to go and start packing because I have not made much of an effort to start that yet, so I should probably get on that. But yeah, whatever you're doing, have a great couple of weeks while I'm away. And hopefully I'll see you guys on the 19th of November. I will be still checking in on the Discord and stuff, so yeah, I'll be on there still. Just yeah, no streams till the 19th. So whatever you're doing, have a great time till then, and I will see you guys when I'm back from Japan. Hopefully with loads of Phantasy Star merch. See you guys.